And let me take you through the numbers first of all. We've had these figures in the last few minutes from Moneyfacts, the data provider. The average rate on a 2-year fixed rate mortgage has gone up from 5.98% on Friday to 6.01% this morning. The average rate on a 5-year fixed rate deal has gone up from 5.62% on Friday afternoon to 5.67% this morning. Meanwhile, the number of overall products available on the mortgage market has slipped from 4,923 on Friday to 4,683 today. Meanwhile, the average rate on the 2-year buy-to-let mortgage, well, that's gone up from 6.21% on Friday to 6.3% now. Now, you mentioned the people involved who will be affected by this, Jane. Well, we're talking about 400,000 householders whose mortgage deals are due to expire between July and September this year. That is an unusually high number, so potentially 400,000 households are going to be affected by this latest move. And the reason that the number is so high, you have to cast your mind back to what was going on in 2021. Obviously, the government back then either cut stamp duty to near zero or froze it at lower levels to try and stimulate the housing market during the backwash of the pandemic. And that meant a lot of people fixed on a 2-year deal at that time. And those deals are now starting to unwind, which is why you've got, as I say, such an unusually high number of people affected right now, some 400,000, as I say. Potentially, on a typical mortgage, you're looking at around about another several £100s on your mortgage payments each month at this rate.
It's terrifying, isn't it, Ian? Thanks very much. Well, let's bring in our political correspondent, Tamara Cohen, who's here. And Tamara, both the Prime Minister and Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and also Sir Keir Starmer, the leader of the opposition, have been asked this morning about mortgages and what they're going to do to help, and neither of them have a specific plan to help people actually directly.
There isn't going to be a relief scheme coming. Perhaps everything that happened during the COVID pandemic and the fact that people have had direct help with their energy bills over the last year has made people think that the government will intervene when these spikes happen. But the clear message I'm getting from Treasury sources this morning is that it's not workable, they don't believe, to give people direct help to pay their mortgages. They say the best way to try and get them under control is to reduce inflation, which is what they're trying to do this year. And they fear that borrowing money to give to people to pay their mortgages might actually stoke inflation, and it might be bad economics and bad politics, because they suggest that it would help people who are homeowners, potentially at the higher end of the income scale, although, of course, people who are renting from landlords may end up benefiting as well. But they say it's not going to happen. It's self-defeating, they say, as it might stoke inflation. And Labour, who have asked a lot of questions about this and tried to blame the government for the high interest rates we're seeing, saying it's a result of Liz Truss's mini budget, have confirmed that they wouldn't give people direct help on their mortgages either. They would levy a higher windfall tax on oil and gas companies to help people, they say, with their bills. Not entirely clear how that would work, but help is not coming, and it is really a ticking time bomb, and the government are acutely aware of this. Some people have come off in 2-year deals this year, but a lot more people are coming off them next year. 2.5 million people in an election year. People may well lose their homes if they can't make these payments. And it looks like interest rates are not just going to go up this Thursday, but some predictions are they could keep on going up and up. So a very anxious time and no help immediately on the horizon.